Hey guys, this is Eric with Psycho Trader. I hope you're all having a great day. We just wanted to drop by and make a quick video for you regarding our Gappers watch list. Essentially, we've received some great comment and some great feedback from you guys, and we just wanted to go over some things that we're looking at, some criteria that we have, and then some ways that we use the watch list in our own personal trading. This is all in an effort so you guys can get more value from it and really make it your own. With that said, let's jump right into it. So at the moment, this is our website. You just go to psychotrader.com. This is what you're going to see. You just scroll down here past the daily recap and you'll find our daily Gappers watch list, a brief explanation, and then here is where you can sign up. It's free at the moment, so I would definitely encourage you to check it out. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. So what is it? This is what a Gappers watch list looks like. I'm recording this on Tuesday, January the 19th, 2021, and this is the actual watch list we sent out this morning. You'll basically have the ticker symbol in bold. You'll have sometimes reference to the share float or short float, and then you'll have hyperlinks to recent press releases or commentary from the team here at Psycho Trader. Just remember, we're doing these every day, and sometimes we pick up on patterns or we pick up on tickers that are repetitive in a particular given time, and we'll make sure to let you know. So how do we actually build the watch list? And for that, you're gonna need a scanner. There are many out there in the market. You got things like Flow Algo, Black Box Stocks, Trade Ideas, Trend Spider. It just really comes down to a personal preference. They are all very similar in the type of information they provide. Over here at Psycho Trader, we love to use the Benzinga Pro software. It's a web-based software, very powerful and very easy to use. All right, so this is what it looks like when we're actually building the list in the morning. Just a quick note, right now the pre-market session is closed. It's 2:42 p.m., so that's why you see all the numbers static. But when we're actually building it in the morning, the session is open, so this is moving quite a bit. In any case, what are the things that we're looking for, okay? First, we want to see what is the percentage change. Basically, that's going to determine how big the gap is going to be. Then we want to understand the relationship between the actual traded volume at that point in time versus the average traded volume of that stock for a given day. To give you an example, let's take ticker symbol GRTS. That's for Gridstone Oncology. And this is a stock that on average, okay, trades 427,000 shares per day. However, on this particular morning in the pre-market session, meaning before the market opened, it had already traded 1.2 million shares, so more than double. This is something we want to take note of, do a little bit of further research, understand what's going on here, and if it warrants, we'll slap it on the watch list and send it over to you guys. And finally, we like to understand if there is a main theme or a main topic going on and what is the context of the pre-market session as a whole. So for example, if we see cannabis stocks across the board popping, we want to understand why that is happening. Or for example, if we see EVs, clean energy and renewables popping across the board, we want to understand why that is happening, and we also want to let you guys know so that you can make better and more informed decisions. Having said that, now let me just give you a quick example of something that would not make the cut, okay? So symbol TTI, Tetra Technologies. This is a stock that on average trades 1.4 million shares in a single day, and on this particular day in the pre-market, it had traded 250,000. So although it had a 22% gap, this is not something super notable just because the price is super cheap, the volume is not super high, and this is a relatively unknown stock, so we would not include it in our watch list. This is by no means saying that this is not a valid opportunity. It's just that for our intents and purposes, this is not something that we would want to look at because it's just too niche. Alright guys, so we've quickly gone over a little bit of the methodology and the criteria that we use to build the watch list. Now I'd like to just mention some of the ways that we actually use it to make profitable trades. Okay, there are two types of plays that we derive from this watch list. On the one hand, you have really short-term plays. We're talking about scalps and day trades, and these are driven mostly by the technical factors of the stock at any given time, okay? So we like to see small floats, we like to see short squeezes, or we like to see a real technical pattern playing out. For example, a flag break to the upside, or a cup and handle break to the upside, or something like that. Okay, then on the other hand, from this watch list, we'll get a lot of hints or get a lot of stocks that maybe don't move as much, or they'll gap up and then taper off as the day goes on, but then you'll see it gap up again on a different day, and then just something tells you that, hey, maybe this stock is not at a technical level for it to move 50% in a positive way intraday, but something's going on because we've seen it twice this week already, or we've seen it 3 times in the last 2 weeks, and we start to take notes of things like that. Because not only is this watch list meant to find day trades or stocks that can move that single day, but it's also meant so that you can find interesting stocks, put them on your watch list and monitor them, and then whenever they give you an opportunity for entry, you can also go ahead and take that trade and make the play your own. So for example, I've gone ahead and I've taken all the watch lists that we've sent since the beginning of 2021, okay? And I've put them up here, all right? I'm gonna go through some symbols, and then I'm gonna go to stockcharts.com. I have the period going a month back. These are daily candles, and I'm just gonna show you some of the stocks that we mentioned in the behavior that they've taken, so you guys can get some more insight into how you can better use this watch list. Okay, so I'd like to go ahead and start with the symbol, let's say IDEX. Okay, if you go right here on the 5th of January, we go down and you see IDEX signs agreement to acquire Utah-based charging provider Wave. This is a note that we put in. This is definitely a speculative stock, but one that is widely regarded across trading communities. We expect a big 2021 for this one, extremely risky. Okay, then on the 8th, this is the 7th, then on the 8th, we see it again. IDEX hosting a conference today to explain the latest acquisition, wireless EV charging infrastructure, on our watch list earlier. So we're making reference that it was on our watch list on the 5th. Been steadily climbing, sis. Nice chart as well. All right. And then again on the 15th, you see it here. IDEX delivered numbers for Q4 on their EV division, and also will be participating in a Needham's growth conference today at 2:45 ET. All right. Now we go into stockcharts.com. This is a free website. It's a great website. Anyway, so we look at IDEX, okay? Remember, the first time we mentioned it was on January 5th. On January 5th, okay, the stock was 230, all right? But if you bought it that day, then on the next day, on the 6th, it went down, all right? But then look what happens on the 8th. It goes from 230 all the way up to 290, okay? And it was featured again on the 8th. Here we featured it again, all right? So if you actually had bought, here the first time that we featured it and held for a couple of days, it would have made for a nice return. You could have rode it from anywhere from 220 to about 390, okay? So that's a healthy 70 or 80% return. I don't know what it is. And then again, we mentioned the stock again on the 15th, all right? And then you can see it retrace. This is not a stock. It has a huge float. I don't know at the moment, but a couple $100 million. So it's not a stock that is gonna pop intraday necessarily. I mean, it does, but you would need to understand that. Need to understand the press releases behind it, the catalyst behind it, in order to make a decision. Okay, we actually own this stock. In another service of ours on the weekly newsletter, we actually sent out an alert, and we entered at 290. We already sold half the position for over 20% gain, and we're still holding half of it. and letting it run. So we got that play from this watch list, all right? It wasn't something that happened in a single day, but something that played out in a matter of, a week or two, okay? Let me give you another example. GSAT, okay? We first mentioned this stock on the 8th, okay? Here you can see it. GSAT announces Nokia deployment over license band 53 at Port of Seattle, all right? You can go in there, see what the news is all about. If you're, into tech and you understand about these communication stuff, this will be something that you would be able to look at, understand, and, use your criteria to see if this is a play that you would like or not, all right? Again, on the 13th, the stock was featured. GSAT signs agreement with SURSTAG, the world's only direct-to-satellite livestock smart ear tag. Here's a note from us. Very interesting. This would warrant further research, all right? And then again, today, on the 19th, all right, 19th, we see it. Featured multiple times in the last week. Last big PRD announced agreement with SURSTAG, the world's only direct blah, 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 all right? When we go here at stock charts, let's see how that stock behaved. Okay, remember the first time we featured it was January 8th. It was this day, it was this gap from here to here, all right? This was trading at 55 cents on January 8th, all right? Then on the 13th, we featured it again, and it was over here. By that time, it was already trading at 92 cents, all right? So if you had bought it on this day, nothing would have happened. You would have lost a little bit on the next day. But if you had the patience and you understood, the press release and the technology, and the fundamental shift, that the business could have as a result of that press release, you would have held and you would have been able to profit on this massive run. It hit a high of 117 at one moment for, a more than 100% gain in 3 days. That's pretty impressive, guys. And then again on the 19th, it's featured again today. I don't know what's gonna happen. I like this chart. I like that catalyst. It has run up quite a bit since that happened, but it's still something that I would definitely keep on my radar, where if I saw a pullback, on a technical level, it is something that I would like to play. For example, let's take ZOM, Z-O-M, featured on the 5th, okay? Here we go. ZOM, announced appointment of Robert Cohen as company nears launch of Trueforma. This was on January 5th. Then on January the 11th, it was featured again. ZOM, appointed new CEO and nears commercialization of Trueforma. Stock is moving on heavy momentum, short float 8%. All right, short float 8%. That is important to know. It's not huge, but it could cause, a bit of a squeeze. Then on the 12th, it was featured again. Okay, January 12th, we go down here. Gapper from yesterday. With the newly appointed CEO and Trueforma about to go commercial, apparently Carol Baskin's Netflix The Tiger King. Okay, if you don't know what that is, that's a Netflix show, and a very popular show, and one of the stars, actually went on the internet, on their social media, and actually talked about Trueforma. And in particular, this is a treatment for veterinary applications, so it would make sense, one of the Tiger King's stars could talk about it. And then on the 19th, all right, so today is featured again. Third time this gaps in the last week. Big management changes. Trueforma commercialization imminent. Big media names endorsing the company, Carol Baskins, and this could be a big one. They issued a shareholder letter on January 18th, which we hyperlinked here. All right, so guys, there's a story being created just from, the behavior of the stock. Okay, if we go here, stockcharts.com, once again, let's see what it was doing. So remember, we featured it on the first time on the 5th. The 5th of January, it was trading about 45 cents, okay? It was a gap, but it was a negative day. The next day it was featured was on the 11th, okay? So by the next time it was featured, it was already trading up around 90 cents, all right? So it had already more than doubled. On the 12th, it was featured again, all right? It reached the high of 150. So by the first time it was featured from 45 cents, all right, from January 5th to January 12th, it reached the high of 150, $1.50. Guys, that's a 200% increase in a matter of days, okay? Now on the 19th, it's featured again, okay? If you understand technical patterns, you know, you can make better decisions with these types of information. Let me take another example. SUNW, all right? Solar stocks, they're pretty hot. It was featured on the 7th, okay? Oh, and here's a comment. 3 major trends playing out currently on the back of a democratic sweep. Clean energy and smart distribution, cannabis, and crypto. At the moment, I just wanted to mention about SUNW. So if you see, here it is. SUNW, clean and smart energy plays. I'm telling you that it's one of the 3 major trends playing out currently. On the 8th, it was featured again. SUNW, here we go. Smaller power plays, moving nicely on democratic sweep, positive momentum. Then on the 19th, okay, again today, it was featured. Oh, here we go. Yes, it was. SUNW, 60 million share float, 7% short float. Clean energy names popping. All right, let's take a look at stock charts. All right, remember, the first day we featured it was on January 7th. On January 7th is this big green candle right here. It traded in a range between $6.75 and $9, okay? Let's say you bought at $9. The next day you would have been deep in the red, all right? The 8th, not a good day. Then on the 11th, not a good day. However, you know, it started climbing again. And it was featured again today. And by that time, even if you bought, you know, at $9, which was at the peak of the first time that we featured it, you know, still you're up already about $4. That's about a 40% increase in a couple of days, even if you bought at the worst moment possible on that day. If you understand the catalyst and the press releases moving this stock, you would understand that this is only building momentum, giving you enough reason to hold for a nice return, right? And like that, I can go and give you, you know, a lot of examples. I'm just taking, you know, examples from this year and just quickly going over some of them. For example, Mara is another one, all right? Featured on the 4th. Here we go, Mara on the 4th, and we featured it again on the 7th. Mara, here we go. Then we featured it again on the 8th. Where is it? Mara. And then again on the 14th. Mara, of course. So we go here. Let's see what the stock did in those days. So the first time we featured it was on the 4th. The 4th was this day. It was trading around 11 to 12.50. Second time we featured it was on the 7th. By that time, it was already trading over $20. Then on the 8th, again, it hit a high of $28.50, so almost $30. From the first time that we featured it, you know, on the 4th, that's already a 200% increase in about a week or two, okay? Then again on the 14th, featured. You know, it just goes to show that there are certain names that are very popular among investors, and we'll see them in the Gappers watch list, okay? And then from there it's up to us, you know, to understand what's causing the moves, technically speaking, what is the price action doing, and then fundamentally speaking, what are these press releases doing to the future prospects of the company. And if you see that something is changing, you know, fundamentally in the business, like an FDA approval, there's no reason to think that it will be a one-day thing, okay? That's something to take note of, that's something to put in your watch list, and it's something to monitor. Another big one that we personally really like is SRAC, Stable Road Acquisition Company. That's a blank check. It's gonna merge with a company called Momentous. We featured it on the 14th and on the 19th, okay? So the 14th was when Kathy Wood from ARK Investment announced that she was planning to start a space exploration ETF, and as a result, space stocks skyrocketed after hours, and we will have more details on individual tickers. Okay, here are two articles referencing this that we just described, and then here are some individual tickers that are involved in the space industry that we listed, and here you go. Here's Serac, and then featured again today on the 19th. Serac blank check company will merge with Momentous, company that provides in space, as in outer space, around Earth orbit, okay, so there's no confusion, infrastructure services, and it's a very interesting plane. Full disclaimer, we hold a position for the long haul on this one. And if you go to stockcharts.com, we take a look at Serac. First time we featured it, oh, no thanks. First time we featured it was on the 14th. This day it was trading at about $20, so between 20 and 22. And by the second time it got featured on the 19th, it had already hit a high of $27. So all in all, guys, those are some ways in which we use the Gappers Watchlist. And yeah, you know, we're very happy to receive your feedback, receive your questions. Believe me, we take them all into consideration. We try to go through all of the comments. We try to read everything that you guys are saying to us. We have a team looking at social media. We have a team doing research on the tickers. And we're just hoping to continue to improve and just bring you guys an awesome curated service. And at the end of the day, we do this for you, okay? We use this for our own trading purposes. We've been doing it for years. And it's just a matter that now we decided to bring it to the public and structure it in a way where we can deliver it to you. Anyway, guys, please leave any comments, any questions, anything that you'd like us to see just below here. And see you soon, guys. Yeah, I hope you all have a great day and take care. Bye-bye.